How's it going, everybody? Coming to you today with a solo adventure on the classic 350. We are going to be tackling the Arkansas Pig Trail, starting at Ozark, which is where I'm at right now, and headed north to the Combs area. Now, this is what a lot of people consider the western side of the Pig Trail. You can actually make a loop, or you can do just this run. It just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. We're going to be taking the Royal Enfield Classic 350 up a classic American trail. The Arkansas Pig Trail is rated one of the top 10 trails according to a lot of different websites, so it's a really good trail. Going to be taking the Enfield, going to be taking it slow, A, because the bike is slow, and B, because it is a dangerous trail. I mean, it's paved, but it is dangerous. There is a lot of corners, a lot of places where you can mess up. So without further ado, let's hit the road. I said the Pig Trail, if you just Google Arkansas Pig Trail, you'll find quite a bit of info on it. Some websites do consider the whole loop the trail. Some just consider this western side the trail. So it really just depends on how much you've got and time you've got, and what all you want to do. Now, luckily I live about 15-20 miles from the start of the trail here. I'm starting at Ozark and going to be headed north. You can run it north to south, south to north. Just because I live closer to the southern end of it, I'm going to run it south to north. Either way, you're going to get a lot of good riding in. I want to say it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 miles long. So it's a good little ride for a little cruising paved road ride. Goes up Highway 23 in the Ozarks. Kind of get to go through some of the Ozark National Forest, get to see some farmland, get to see National Forest land, cross a couple of rivers, small rivers, but like the Mulberry River, you know. It's a lovely ride, it really is. And some people take cruisers on it, some people take sport bikes on it, some people bring their cars and, you know, really try to push their cars. Personally, I'm not going to push anything today because, like I said, the 350 is hard to push. You know, its max speed of, 70 miles an hour to me is still way too fast for this road and my driving or my riding skill. I would still consider me a beginner / intermediate rider. I am not a skilled rider, highly skilled, or trick rider or anything like that. I'm just an old fart who likes to ride. So the first few miles once you leave town, kind of calm. What you're seeing right now, But here in a couple of miles, it gets interesting. The Classic 350. Oh, I forgot to reset my trip after I got. There we are. Alright. There we go. The Classic 350 just really seems to love to be between 55 and 65 is its happy spot. It'll do lower speeds just fine. But 55 to 65 is where I find it to be the most comfortable. You can go over 65, but the bike really starts to struggle. You know, I'm 5'11", 205 pounds or so, 205, 210, somewhere in that neighborhood. So maybe, you know, if you're a little bit lighter, maybe yours wouldn't struggle at those higher speeds. I've also got the saddlebags sticking out on the side, which doesn't really help with the aerodynamics. So but if you're happy doing 55, 65 miles an hour, this bike is amazing. I had actually thought about trading it in for something bigger, whether it be another Royal Enfield or a different brand altogether. I've been looking at the Continental GT 650 by Royal Enfield. I really like the looks of that cafe racer. Couple of little bolt-on parts, and I mean, it is dead sexy. I've also been looking at maybe a Harley. I was really like the looks of the new 48, the Sportster 48 1200. What makes it look so good is that peanut tank, and that peanut tank is also one of the reasons why I don't want it. I mean, it's like only got like 150-mile range, and where I live, it's 40 miles basically to everywhere round trip, at least. So I mean, just going from my house to Walmart and back is almost 40 miles. So I would have to be filling up constantly on it, plus the price. I just really don't know if I want to spend that much on a motorcycle right now. But I have been looking at that one. I do like it. I really like the looks. Like I said, that peanut tank looks cool, but the peanut tank is also the reason why I don't really want it. I've also got a Indian dealer that's about an hour and a half from my house, and I haven't seen it in person, but looking at it online, they've got a couple of the Indian Scouts. They've got the regular Indian Scout, which is the cruiser, and it looks awesome, and then they have the Scout Bobber, and it looks just tough. So I don't know. All of those are bigger bikes. All of those will do more than this bike will do. You can hop on the interstate with them, no problem. But they're all more expensive by 3 times. So I mean, you know, this was a $5,000 bike. All of those are roughly in the $15,000. So I thought about trading this in and getting one of those, and I was like, I'll still owe $10,000 on a bike. I don't know that I want to do that. especially because I enjoy this thing so much. I mean, 60 miles an hour. Right now, that's probably what I would be doing on either the Indian or the Harley. I'd probably be doing 60. Now, you know, maybe wanting to crank it a little bit as you're coming out of a corner to accelerate a little bit faster. I could see where that's going to be more fun on a bigger bike. You know, maybe not having to downshift right here like I'm having to for this hill. But this is still a really fun bike to ride. All right, here we go. Pig Trail Scenic Byway. Oh, anyway, I've been thinking about a different bike. Don't know that I'll ever do it. I've just been so happy with this thing, and I'm not kidding, you get so much attention on this bike. So many people stop and ask you about it. Just yesterday, I was at Walmart and I had 5 different people ask me about the bike before I could get my one bag I had bought into the saddle bag. You know, I was having to unstrap it, put it in, strap it back. 5 separate people walked by and was like, oh my goodness, all right, very crooked and steep next 3 miles. But you can see, like right here is where the bike really struggles. The trying to accelerate coming out of a corner or a dip like that, it's a little slow. And as long as you're okay living with that slowness, man, it's awesome. Like I said, I've been very happy with this bike so far. And I just don't know that I could trade it off. I don't know that it'll be a forever bike. You know, something that I pass down to the grandkids. But I sure do like it right now. Man, it is so pretty up here. Such a beautiful day for this ride too. It's gonna end up being crazy hot this afternoon, but right now this morning it's in the upper 70s. I'm riding through the shadows, nice and comfortable. I know this probably isn't going to be as exciting as watching people do the fast riding on, like, you know, the tail of the dragon, and they're trying to go as fast as they can. Probably not going to be as exciting for that, but for those of you that are looking at the Royal Enfield Classic or the Meteor and you're looking for a just comfortable cruising bike, this is what it's, you know, cruising speeds. This video's for you then. If you're wanting the high speed, laying over, dragging a knee, sorry, that's not me. A, this bike won't do it, and B, I can't do it. I don't have that skill. But she is a fun, twisty road on a fun little bike. Look at that over there. Is that not pretty? Man, I love the Ozarks. Growing up as a kid, I wanted out of this area so bad I couldn't stand it. I wanted big cities and, you know, crazy nightlife and all of that. The older I get, I am so thankful that my parents settled down in this part of the country. I mean, it is just beautiful. Coming up on Turner Bend, this little store here is a great little store for you to stop at if you're ever out and about and find yourself on Highway 23. Super friendly folks. Yeah, we got some bikers here today. Super friendly folks, good company, and they make amazing sandwiches. The sandwiches are a little expensive, but man, you will not walk away hungry. And now we're stuck in traffic. Thank you, people. Just in time for a really sharp corner. But at least they got out of the way some. Slow corner carving, how exciting. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that have died just in that little section right there. There have been several motorcyclists and automobile wrecks that, with fatalities in those two corners. I always take them stupid slow like that. People have came across the line coming too fast. Some people, you know, creating a head-on collision. Some people just can't handle the corner, slide off, and boom, there you go. So I know it's not super exciting. Maybe if you play it in fast forward, it'll look a lot cooler, but it's just, it is really dangerous. It's a freaking awesome road for riding, but I said it's above my skill level. Mulberry Mountain back there used to have a lot of big used to be a big venue, had a lot of like big shows come. They'd have like a 3-day music festival and stuff like that, but I think COVID kind of shut them down. They might have even went out of business because of COVID, I don't know. But I know I haven't heard of any big shows since at least 2019. Should be coming up to the overlook pretty soon. We should be getting close to where the Ozark Highland Trail crosses Highway 23. It's called Cherry Bend Trailhead. We ought to be getting close to there. Yep, scenic overlook, 1,000 feet. Look at me. Oh, look at that. Ain't she beautiful? What a view. What a view. I think I'm going to pull the bike up there, or push the bike up there. Pull, push, whatever. And get away from this graffiti and get a picture. You know, for the gram. There we go. Alright. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Like I said, I am lucky to live in this part of the Ozarks. Nice looking Jeep. Had it set up pretty good. I would love to do something like that, but I know I would just end up paying a lot of money and never using it. I'd be scared to take it anywhere until it was paid off. By the time it's paid off, it'd be so wore out I wouldn't trust to take it across the country. Do other things, you know, overlanding. That'd be exciting. Well, everybody, thank you for coming along on the ride on the pit trail on the Enfield Classic 350. I had a lot of fun. Bike handled everything just fine. Could have went faster than my skill level, so perfectly happy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe. I greatly appreciate all you guys coming along for the ride. And yeah, it was a good one. I definitely enjoyed the Enfield on the Arkansas Pig Trail.